Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today is going to be my weeks 7 through 10 pregnancy update. I am currently, I'll be 11 weeks on Saturday and today is Thursday. So I'm almost done with my 10th week of pregnancy. I'm already out of breath, as you can tell, which I just made the bed and like got ready and tried to tidy up a little bit, although I think the nightstands are kind of a mess. Hey buddy, you going to the bathroom? Yeah. Close that door. I'm almost done with my 10th week of pregnancy, which is kind of crazy to me. It feels like this pregnancy is already going on forever, but then at the same time, it feels like, wow, I'm already 10 weeks. I don't know. So anyway, you know, life is just crazy when you have 3 kids and you work from home and all that fun stuff. So just doing my best and really wanted to get a pregnancy update out for you guys because it hasn't been a few weeks. If you are new here, hi, my name is Madison. I am a wife and mom of 3 boys, ages 12, 4, and 19 months now. Yeah, 19 months. And then I'm pregnant with our 4th baby. We don't know the gender yet, but we will know very soon, and I'll be posting a gender reveal. I shared on my Instagram that I had the blood test done. So when I was pregnant with Jack, I'm pretty sure it wasn't until 11 weeks that you could do the blood test, but these days you can do it at 10 weeks, which I think is crazy and so exciting. So I did it like a couple days into my 10th week. Actually, it was just yesterday. It was just yesterday on Wednesday that I had my blood drawn. So we will find out very soon, and I will definitely be posting a gender reveal. I think I might also do the baking soda gender test and maybe a few other surprises videos that will pop up before the gender reveal. So definitely be subscribed and click the bell to be notified when I post new videos, because that baking soda gender test, the surprise videos, and the gender reveal video will all be coming up very, very soon. They told me with the blood test, this is through my doctor. It's like the genetic testing, which is great because it always gives me peace of mind. I've only had it done with my 3rd, now my 4th, but I think it just gives you a lot of peace of mind, which is nice. But they told me the results will come in 7 to 10 days. So fingers crossed it's closer to 7. My husband's birthday is actually on Friday, which would be next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday. So that would be about 9 days, I think, past the time. So that'd be cool if we found out like on his birthday. But I think my child just flushed the toilet or something. I don't know. Sorry if you hear running water. But let's just get into this update. So let's see here. I have a lot of things to update you guys on. I'll talk about first my weight gain. I have gained a little bit of weight already. I think I've gained like 3 or 4 pounds. I think I weighed, I didn't weigh myself this morning, but I weighed myself like a day or 2 ago and it was like 153 pounds and I started out around 150. Actually though, during these 7 to 10 weeks, I got down to like 147 because I was so sick. So if you watch my last pregnancy update, that was my 5 to 6 week pregnancy update. I would really encourage you to watch that because I talk about exactly when the nausea started, what I was doing to make it better, and I have a lot of advice for nausea and stuff in that video. So definitely check out that video for that information. But now I have some more advice. Hey buddy, you need me to wipe you? Okay, sorry, I just had to wipe my 4-year-old's butt, so it never ends, you guys. So anyway, as I was saying, okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you guys everything I've learned about controlling nausea and stuff as well. So I share this because with my first 3 pregnancies, I did nothing. Like nothing worked. None of the like natural stuff worked. I did try that. Like I wore C-bands and I tried ginger and different things. None of that works. When you have extreme nausea, like none of that like natural stuff works. At least none of the things that I tried. So like when it's extreme, if you just have slight nausea, it might help you, but when it's extreme, it's just not gonna work. So at least not for me. So anyway, but with this baby, I've actually gotten some relief, which is amazing. Now I wouldn't have said that like 4 days ago. So in my last update, I said I was feeling better and that the medicine was working. I'm on diclegis, I think it's called. I think I usually say diglexis, which is wrong. I think it's diclegis, something like that. Which I talked at length in that video about how it's not covered by insurance, but I went through GoodRx to get a coupon, yada yada. So I'm still on that medication, but in that last video, I was trying to take just the most you can take that it says on the bottle is 2 at night, 1 in the morning, and 1 in the afternoon. So I was trying to take just 2 at night and 1 in the morning, see if that would work. And it was kind of working for a little bit. Like after I had been taking the medicine for like a week or so, it seemed to kind of start working, but then it stopped. It just stopped. And I was feeling horrible again, like totally horrible. I threw up like 3 times a day. I would have to throw up to eat, just horrible. So I lost like 3 pounds, which I don't mind. And I'm like, because a lot of times when I have nausea, I have to eat constantly. So it really causes me to gain more weight as opposed to some people, it causes them to lose weight. But for me, it's not usually the case. So it was kind of nice that I lost weight, but I was feeling horrible. I could not function. I couldn't be the mom I want to be, the wife I want to be, the business owner I want to be. It was just horrible. And this went on for weeks, guys. This was like weeks 8 and 9. I was feeling horrible. Then near the end of week 9, I finally started taking all of it. I took 2 at night, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. Still was doing nothing. I still felt horrible. But then after about a week-ish, give or take, probably give, so a week plus, I started to feel better. All of a sudden, just one day, I felt miraculously better. And it honestly made me nervous because, you know, after going through a miscarriage with my last pregnancy, it's like, you don't want to be super sick, but then you know that it's a good sign that the pregnancy is progressing because I didn't get sick at all with my miscarriage at around 6 weeks. So yeah, it's just this weird thing. And so I was a little bit nervous, but my appointment was coming up, my 10-week appointment. So I had my 10-week appointment on Tuesday, and then I had the blood drawn on Wednesday. It's like at different offices, so I had to have it on different days, which was lame, but whatever. So I knew that that appointment was coming up. So it was a few days before that appointment which I turned, my weeks changed on Saturday. So it was, I think, around when I turned 10 weeks. I don't know if it's the combination, but what I think has happened is mainly it takes time for the diclegis or whatever it's called to start working. I guess it has to get in your system or something. So I did not know that, but I just randomly Googled it because I was like, I wonder if that's what's happened. And plenty of people said that it takes like a week to get into your system and start working. So I would have loved to have known that. I would have loved if my doctor had told me that. I would have loved if my pharmacist had told me that. Like, someone should have told me that, because, you know, normally if you take medicine, you normally, like Tylenol or something, you'll start feeling better like 30 minutes to an hour later. You know, so I just wish someone would have said that it has to be in your system for a while, because I could have just stopped taking it. Which, thank God I didn't. I don't even know why I didn't. I guess, well, I know why. Because we spent $180 on a bottle for a month. And so I was like, I'm going to use this up. You know, might as well. So that's the only reason I kept taking it. If it was covered by insurance or something, I may have stopped taking it. Because I was like, would have been like, this isn't working. But don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Keep taking it for a week, 2 weeks. You may still be sick. I would say give it a month even. Because you just never know how long it's going to take. My doctor, so I think it depends if you have a doctor that's a female, and then if that female has had children, and if that female when she was pregnant was super sick or not, because not all women get super sick. But my doctor, I talked about this a little in the last update, so I won't talk too much, but I did see a different doctor this past time, and I may switch. She's in the same office, so it'd be pretty easy to switch, I think. But I'm going to give my doctor one more chance. So I really liked my doctor during my miscarriage. She was super supportive, called me on the weekend. She was great. But then, sorry, my watch like updates me on things. When I get emails and texts and stuff, it can be distracting. But then with the nausea stuff, she had no advice. Zero advice. She looked at me very judgmentally when I was like, I have to take something. Like, I'm at the point where I have 3 kids, a husband, a household, a business. Like, when I had my first, second, even third, I was just not nearly as busy. And so being sick was horrible, and I was not myself, and my marriage and, you know, my family suffered. But it was just at the point where I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. If I had to, I would, but it was just ruining my life. So I was depressed, extremely depressed when I was super sick during this pregnancy, and just feeling horrible. My husband has been amazing. His love language is acts of service, so he's taken great care of me and he's been taking care of the kids, but I just hated it. I just hated it. So I wanted to be the mom and wife that I should be. So anyway, when I went to my 10-week appointment, they checked for the heartbeat, which was very exciting. I was very nervous. She said, sometimes I'm like a little bit off. Normally people don't see their doctor until around 8 weeks for the first time. I saw my doctor at 6 weeks because I had had a miscarriage, and so they agreed to see me a little bit earlier. So they saw the baby on the ultrasound and everything looked good at 6 weeks. So then normally you'd be around like 12 weeks when you go in for your second appointment. Which they saw the heartbeat at my first appointment, but we didn't hear it. It was like a vaginal ultrasound, you know. But with this one, she said she just did the regular Doppler or whatever on my stomach, and she said sometimes you can't hear it until like 13 or 14 weeks, so if we can't hear it, we'll move you to the ultrasound room. Sorry, I'm still, even though I'm feeling 10 times better, I'm still a little nauseous all the time. So, but it's nothing. Nothing. I'll take slight nausea any day. So, which I'll talk more about the effects of the medicine stuff in a minute, but she had me kind of lower. I was wearing yoga pants. She had me kind of lower them, and I don't think I had them lowered enough. And she said, as she was feeling around, trying to find the heartbeat, it's so nerve-wracking, and she hadn't found it yet. She said, oh, I'm trying not to get like the gook stuff or whatever that stuff is called on your pants. And so I was like, oh, I probably need to lower my pants down more. So I lowered my pants more. She felt around a little bit more, and she found it. And oh, it was like music to my ears when I heard that heartbeat. I could almost cry. I don't, like, I know some women probably do, but I have never cried at the heartbeat or the ultrasound, but it's always just so comforting. And especially after going through a miscarriage, just extremely comforting to hear that heartbeat. So that was very good news. My doctor was out of town, so that's why I saw a different doctor. And she had a lot more to say about the nausea medicine. So my last doctor was super like against Zofran, which, you know, that's fine, whatever. But she didn't offer any other options either besides the one that makes you super tired, promethazine or whatever, which that would be pointless. I can't sleep all the time either. Like, that's what I want to do when I'm sick, is sleep all the time. So anyway, this doctor actually mentioned how she took diclegis when she was pregnant, and she even tried to find me some samples so I could have some for like free, but they didn't have any. And she was just a lot more supportive and talkative with me about it, and not judgmental at all, and like talking about how she did it when she was pregnant. And so that just made me feel so much better. But I know that when I had my miscarriage, my doctor was really there for me, my normal doctor. So I don't know, maybe they have good days and bad days just like any other human. So I'm going to give my doctor, my normal doctor, one more chance for my next appointment that I already have scheduled. Some doctors, like my last pregnancy, they scheduled out every single appointment for my whole pregnancy. This doctor doesn't. It's just like every time you schedule your next appointment. So I'm going to give her one more chance, and if things go well, I'm just going to stick with her because I don't think it's that big of a deal. She's not horrible or anything, but if there's something that rubs me the wrong way again and I don't feel supported, then I think I'm just going to switch. And it may be awkward, but it's not like I'll ever see her, you know, hopefully not when I go see the other doctor, but I don't know, I think I'm just going to like call in and be like, hey, I want to switch doctors. So, but I don't want to have to switch practices. I really like the location. I talked about this in my last update, but I really like the location, and that matters with timing and babysitters and just taking the time out of my day. I just don't have time to drive far away and stuff. So anyway, that appointment went really well. It was basically just, they checked the heartbeat, checked my, I don't even know if they checked my blood pressure, honestly. Oh, they did check my urine because I did have a UTI last time, and I took medication for it, but I was worried that I might still have it, even though I'm not really having symptoms now, but I didn't really then. So they checked that, and they'll call me if I still have a UTI. So hopefully not. And I think that was about it. They scheduled me for, I think, a month from now to have my next appointment. And, oh, I did get a call today as well to schedule my anatomy scan. That is something different with this doctor, this office as well, is that you have your anatomy scan somewhere else, like your big one or whatever, you know, at like, they said 20 weeks, but they actually scheduled me for 18 weeks. So, the place has to call you, and they had called me. I missed their call. I called them back. No one answered. And so they finally called me again. This has been like a few weeks or maybe even a month. It's been a while. So I finally got that scheduled for like April something. So that's exciting because that's only like a little over a month away. And that's like when you're about, you know, hitting that midway mark, and they can really, you know, look at the baby and see if everything's looking good. So it's another like reassuring appointment as long as you get reassured that everything is good. With my oldest, I found out at that appointment that he had gastroschisis, and it was devastating. I remember walking out of that appointment, I was so young. I remember it was like 18, walking, or 17, I think I was 17. I had 18 when I had him, but 17 when I was pregnant. Walking out of that appointment feeling like I could hardly stand, like I was just like losing it. I don't know. It was a very sad appointment. So anyway, and then of course they confirmed the gender in that appointment, which will be fun. I trust the blood test. It's like more accurate with the doctor. It's more accurate than an ultrasound, but it'll still be interesting, you know, to get that confirmed. So yeah, so that was good. I'm glad that I got that scheduled. I've actually been talking to my sisters. So, oh, this is another thing I learned from this doctor, which I thought was good, and she gave me good information. So due to what's going on in the world, I never like saying it because I don't want to get flagged on YouTube or anything, but due to, you know, the big thing that's happening in our world right now. So another thing the doctor told me, I asked her, because as of right now, what I've been told is that you're only allowed to have one person come with you for the delivery, and that they have to stay the entire time, the entirety of your visit. They cannot leave at all. If they leave, they can't come back. So that was kind of worrisome to me because a lot of times my husband has to work. I have C-sections, so you're there for 3 days, which I like. Like, I don't want to have to rush that. I love my 3 days in the hospital. I know not everyone feels that way, but I love being in the hospital after I have my baby. Obviously, if I'm sick, I wouldn't love it, but after having a baby, I know some women after having a baby hate the hospital, want to leave as soon as possible. Not me. I love it. The nurses are such kind, amazing people. My sister's a nurse. They are some of the most caring people, usually. My first pregnancy, that did not go that way. I had some really rude nurses that I think were rude to me because I was young, whatever. But with my second and my third, all the nurses were amazing. Took such good care of me. Even I had this one nurse that was kind of more gruff, like kind of more not like super friendly feeling, but she was like one of the best nurses because she took such good care of me and was like so on top of everything, my medication and everything. So anyway, love my nurses. They bring me like graham crackers and apple juice, and I actually like hospital food, so like the whole time for the most part I eat the hospital food, so that'll be fine with me if people can't like bring me food, you know, from like wherever, because I like the hospital food. I think it's delicious. I don't care about calories while I'm there, you know. And then most importantly, it's a time that I can spend bonding with my baby, which is my favorite, because after I have had more than one child, you can feel very torn between your children, especially, and have a lot of guilt, especially when you have like a newborn. And like I had a big age gap. I had a lot more guilt with my oldest and still do because of the big age gap. But he loves going to my sister's house, all of his cousins. He has like 3 boy cousins over there. He has a blast. He like looks forward to it. Like when I told him I was pregnant again, he's like, yay, I get to go stay at Ashley's house again. So he, I know, is content and happy. And then once I had 2 kids, my youngest, he goes and or now he's my middle child, he went and stayed with his grandparents, my husband's parents, which he loves them. I mean, like when we show up after they've been babysitting, he's like pissed. He's like, who are you? What are you doing here? Like, go away. I haven't had enough time. Like, so he loves it there. And I'm sure like once we tell him, he will be thrilled that he gets to have some sleepovers. at his grandparents. So I know my kids are like well taken care of and actually like happier than normal because it's a special treat for them. So I know that, and then I get to really bond with this new baby because, you know, when you have kids already, it's like, how can I love another so much, you know? But you just do. But it's nice to just get to know that baby, spend time with that baby. I've had a lot of trouble with breastfeeding, so it's nice to be able to focus on that, which that's a whole other thing. I'm most likely going to formula feed, like 99.999% sure. I will give the baby the colostrum, but that's probably going to be it. Any sign of weight issues, give him the formula. I tried with my last two. It doesn't work for me. Trust me, tried everything. But anyway, so yeah. So what I was saying, I stay 3 days. And so I'm like, if my husband can never leave, that's going to be tough because he has work. He usually leaves and like goes to work. And my dad is so sweet. He will come and just sit. My dad is great about just coming and sitting and just reading a book or chatting with me or whatever and just being there. And it's just nice to have the company. I don't want someone there 24/7. I like to have my alone time with the baby. But it is nice to have someone there, especially like right after you've had a C-section. And then some of my older sisters are so sweet. They said they would come. So what the doctor told me is that once you're done with the delivery and you're just in the room that you're going to be staying in, you know, until you're discharged, that you can, I think they let you switch like once a day, like one time per day, your visitor can switch, something like that. So maybe my husband could switch with my dad or one of my sisters and he could go to work. And usually my husband stays the night. That's what he's done these past couple times because I have a lot of fears of like sleeping at night and especially being in a hospital. It's not terrible because nurses are coming in and out. There's always like a light. So it's not that scary to me. I feel pretty safe because someone's always awake. Like it's kind of the like ideal situation for someone who has like nightmares and like fears of sleeping is like having people always be awake even when I'm sleeping and people watching over me and checking on me. Like it's kind of perfect. So if it for some reason happens to where he can't come back that night or something, it probably won't be the end of the world. And he would probably prefer it, but because it's not that comfortable, you know, I don't know why they don't give the husband like a comfortable place to sleep, like just something a little bit more comfortable than like a uncomfortable couch to even sit on. But anyway, so we'll see how that goes, but at least he will be able to leave one time. That was very comforting to me, and I'm sure I'll probably have to wear masks like around the nurses or whatever, which I'm fine with. I mean, it's kind of annoying when you're like taking care of a baby, especially if I am giving the baby colostrum by breastfeeding, to have to put a mask on, but I'm taking it off when the nurse is not in the room, you know, just they walk in, I'll put my mask on. But that's, you know, that's it. And who knows if maybe since it's a contained area, I don't know if they'll make you wear a mask while you're in the hospital. I'm not sure. Maybe just the nurses will. I don't know. I don't know how that'll go. I didn't ask about that, but it was just comforting to know that like we can have a little switch. And I like for people to come and see me and the baby when it's just me and not with the other kids and stuff. It will be sad that my kids won't be able to come and meet the baby in the hospital. They usually do that. Like my oldest was like the first after me and my husband to meet Henry, my second oldest. So that will be a little bit sad, but honestly, they can meet them when we come home. It's not the end of the world. So anyway, that's an update on that situation. It's like, you know, the way the world is, that's just always a big hot topic. But yeah, what else has been going on with me? It's mostly, oh, the medicine does upset my stomach. So that is one thing, but I will take like my stomach never feeling totally great over like my stomach feeling horrible and nauseous constantly and throwing up constantly. So I haven't thrown up since I've started feeling better, which has been amazing. So, but like this morning my stomach was hurting, which always makes me nervous, but it's like a bloated, hurting feeling. But I had diarrhea. So I woke up like 15 minutes before my alarm to diarrhea. So that, sorry if that's TMI, but that's what I woke up to this morning. Hooray, hooray. So that was like not a great start to the day, but oh well. But besides that, I still feel tired. Like I still want to go to bed usually at like earlier than normal. I usually want to go to bed and I want to be in bed like as soon as possible. which is not abnormal to me. I like hanging out in bed at night, but then like I'm extra tired and just ready to lay down, and I usually will like pass out earlier than normal. But I need that sleep, and so I'm fine with that. Let's see, what else happened in these past few weeks? I think it's mostly just the nausea stuff, which I think I have covered for you guys. So hopefully this will help someone. Please let me know if you are struggling with nausea and if this helped you in any way. I really hope I can help anyone that is struggling with this, because I feel like it's just not talked about enough, and it can be really debilitating and just really make you go into like a depression and hurt your family, and it's hard. Especially with my third, I was nauseous the entire pregnancy. And so if that happens with this one, like I could not be that sick for 9 months. I just can't. So if I have to pay $180 a month for this entire pregnancy, that stinks, but it's worth every penny. Every penny. Oh, now maybe I'll talk about this more in my next video. I'll just end with this real quick, and I'll probably go talk about it more in my next video, because hopefully by that point I'll be doing it. But I think I'm going to do Weight Watchers while I'm pregnant. Now, hear me out. I know some of you may be like, oh, you know, any kind of diet is not good. Well, my problem is I just don't know when to stop eating. I don't know how much to eat. I don't know how to eat healthy. Like, I have binge eating issues. Like, I'm just always so unsure. And the only way I've lost weight in the past is just by restricting how much I eat to an extreme, which I'm not trying to lose weight, but it's just hard. So obviously I'm not doing that, but it's hard to just not gain way too much weight. Like, if I gain 20 to 30 pounds, great. But 60 pounds, like I have in the past, is too much. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. And then it's so hard to lose the weight. If you guys have ever, like, I've been through this twice now. With my oldest, I mean, I had to lose some weight, but it was super easy because I didn't gain that much. But with my last two, gained a ton, and then it's like forever, all this work to lose it. So I just don't want to have to go through that. And since I've got my nausea under control, I feel more better about eating healthy things. I don't, like, since my nausea isn't totally gone, I don't like love healthy things. And I haven't started yet, and so I've already gained a few pounds, but I'm going to download the Weight Watchers app and follow the point system. That just seems really simple. Macros and stuff is super confusing to me. I feel like I don't have the time. And the other reason I think that Weight Watchers will be really good for me personally is I'm someone who loves food. I like to eat like tasty food. And Weight Watchers like kind of gives you hacks and ways to like have food that's like really tasty, but is not like super high in calorie or whatever. And I think it still encourages you to eat healthy, because like vegetables are 0 points, and so you're more encouraged to put that in your diet. Eggs are 0 points, at least on the plans I've watched, so you're more encouraged to put that in your diet. So, you know, I mean, you're gonna be eating healthier, and not overeating is a healthy thing too, but I just can't live my life always eating like salad. Like, one of my very good friends, she is very thin and looks great, and she says, like, I'll ask her, what do you eat? And she told me that sometimes she'll eat the most bland things just because they're healthy and good for her. That's just not me, you guys. That's just never gonna be me. I just can't do that. I can't just like force feed myself lettuce and because, oh, this is healthy. Like, I can't do that. I need it to taste good too. So I've been watching tons of videos on Weight Watchers, tons of women that are so inspiring to me that give like what I eat in a day videos. I love YouTube because there's such an abundant amount of resource for you, especially when it comes to women. I'm sure there's men stuff too, like with, you know, fixing cars. My father-in-law is like always really good at like researching things, and so he'll like watch videos on how to fix certain thing about a car or whatever. So YouTube is just amazing for that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think I will do, if you guys are interested, like a Weight Watchers what I eat in a day while pregnant video. They have like one for breastfeeding, and so you get more points. And so I may do that. I think I'm just going to base it off of my hunger level. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to try to do like a little bit of intuitive eating along with the point system. So I'll have like a certain amount of points, and if I feel like it's too much, like I'm over full or overeating, then maybe I'll pull the points back a little bit. And so to try to make it like a little bit more intuitive. But I know I'm going to gain weight. That's fine. I just don't want to over gain weight. But anyway, so that's my plan. I'll talk about that more in my next pregnancy update when I let you guys know how much weight I've gained and if that's working for me. And if you guys are interested, I'll do what I eat in a day videos and stuff like that as well. But now that I'm feeling better, there will hopefully be a lot more videos out on this channel. And of course, always on my cleaning channel. That is my job. Someone was so sweet on my Instagram. They were like, don't worry, if you're feeling sick, you don't need to post videos, like we'll be fine. And I'm like, no, this is my job. Like, just like when you're pregnant, women just can't quit their jobs, you know, if they need to support their families, you know, like I can't just stop posting, which I definitely haven't posted as much or as long of videos because I've been so sick and I've hated myself for it. It's been such a struggle. And I've been trying to just push myself, you know, but now that I'm feeling so much better, I feel like I can do my job, I can function, and that's so important for my family. So, so yeah, that's good. So anyway, lots of videos coming your way from this channel and my cleaning channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are pregnant as well, I hope you are doing okay. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you're pregnant, how far along you are. I think it's cool when we're like the same, you know, or even just both pregnant, whether you're farther along or not. If you're on your journey to conceiving, I am praying for you, thinking about you. I know how hard that is, and of course we all have our own journeys. I can't possibly fully understand how you feel, but I do to an extent have dealt with some infertility, or not infertility, but just taking a while to get pregnant, and I know how heartbreaking that is. So anyway, now my child is coming in and he has no pants on. So bye guys.